Hello YouTubers, this is Xellos Crow, coming at you live at my apartment. Alright, so what do we got today? I say, Jameson, I believe we have a celestial deck profile. It's overdue. Well, thank you, but I first have an update. It's bad news. Had to quit Narukami. It's too expensive, and it's gonna fade out real fast, in my opinion, because once the other stuff comes out in set 12 and set 13, things are just gonna fade out. But here's the update, and my starting Vanguard is gonna give it away, but this is quite the shocker that they work for me, but they work. So, nonetheless, Crimsons, but not just any Crimsons, as we're running the Crimson starter. I believe it's the only one Crimson. We're running 4 Celestial draw triggers. That means we're also running Celestials as well. So I run 4 draw triggers, 4 crit, scratch that, 8 crit. Alright, that's a weird one, because I didn't have any more critical hit angels. And then of course the 4 bouncing heal triggers. I call them bouncing heal triggers because they bounce back to the deck. Now, you run 3 this is what I'm running, is 3 Battle Cupid Nociels. It's pretty good. You put a card into the damage, and you take a card right back out. Of course from the hand. Now with this deck, it's kind of a balancing act between Celestials and Crimsons. You have to know how to play, when to play, and I can do a tutorial for that, which I plan to do. But I will need my friend Bryant or Bryce, or any of my card fight friends to come over and help me with that video, because it takes 2 to tango. So now we're running 3 Underlay Celestial Hezardeal. I don't know. I still can't pronounce it yet. Maybe I'm just being weird, but I can't pronounce that. So run 3 of her. If you have Zerachiel in the damage, she gets +3. Really good. But I'm only running 3 because Crimsons have taken up a good part of this deck. So it's not all Celestials anymore. It's not all, so I'm not going to be able to get their effects off as well. But it's nonetheless a good card, and I would highly recommend to run at least 3. And I run, of course, 4 Kazenguards. I call them Kazenguards because that's what they say in Japan. I think they're really good. I love the artwork on this. Everyone thinks Kazenguards are good, I'm pretty sure. Doing a shout out right now to all my friends: Charles, John, Brian, Bryant, Bryce, of course my teammates, right? Little Sean, I don't know if he watches this, and then Tiny, I don't want to forget anyone, Judd, I guess, even though it's Judd. Judd doesn't watch my channel true, but I just want to be the nice guy here. And then who am I forgetting? I know I'm forgetting someone. Well, if I forgot you, I am so sorry. Forgive me, but then get over it. just kidding. So we have 4 Crimson Minds Broch. She's good. The thing I like about this deck is that for the I'll explain later, but for the Celestial factor, you get more power. You get more of an offensive deck when it has Crimsons in it. So moving on, we have 4 Candle Celestials Surreal. I guess you could say the moment was surreal. But yeah, it's really good. You counterblast 1, you put a face-up card from the damage in the drop zone, and you search your deck. You put a card in. And what you're going to want to do with that is you're going to want to put Zerachiel in, the grade 3 mean person. I'll explain who Zerachiel is later, and so on and so forth. And I also looked up the lore for you guys. So after I'm done doing this video, I'm going to tell you the lore of the grade 3s. So we got Wild Shot Celestial Regil. She's a 12k when there's a Celestial in the Vanguard. The reason why I'm running 3 is because we're not running all Celestials. A lot of the Vanguard until the final moves are going to be Wild Shot Celestial, because I believe in this game it is all about how you finish off your opponent. So moving on with that, we're still recording. So moving on with that, we have 4 Crimson Drive Apothorite. She's really good as well. Now the grade 1 Crimson and the grade 2 Crimson, what they do, when they're in the damage zone, you flip them, and then you give +3. and I'll explain why I'm running. Another reason why that's better than pure Celestials. So I'm running 3 Crimson Impact Metatron. So good. Now the lore for her is that for some unknown reason, this is actually looked up, okay? It's from actual Wikipedia, which they don't lie anymore. She used to have 6 wings, which is a statement of high power and high status. But for some reason she denounced all of her wings and turned to the Crimson unit, and it is said that she is more powerful than their Archangel, which is apparently their biggest person. Or not more powerful, but she's on equal playing terms with the Archangel. She's, in the lore, it says she's great with magic. So, that being aside, we got Prophecy Celestial Remiel. Now her co-worker, because she's only the co-captain of the Celestials, her co-worker is more charismatic, but she's the smart and logical one, but acts very fast. She sometimes cannot always think things through. That's just the lore. Now, I'll explain what Metatron does. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Crimson Impact Metatron. Choose 2 of your Angel Feather rear guards and put them from your damage zone. Put them into your damage zone. Choose 2 of your face-up Angel Feather cards from your damage zone and call them to rear guard. This ability cannot be activated for the rest of the turn. But when it attacks, it gets +3. That makes up somewhat for it being a 10k. I don't like it being a 10k whatsoever, because 10ks can lose games. So, Prophecy Celestial Remiel. She's the break ride. When a Angel Feather rides this unit, you may it gives the new unit or the new Vanguard a +10,000, and you take a card from the damage zone, add it to the hand, and then you put the top of your deck into the damage zone. Now here is the key factor. I'm not running not 1, not 2, but 3. Now, sure, all I have is 3, but that's the reason why I only ordered 3, is because I would only ever run 3. And I don't know what I'm gonna do when the to be honest, I don't know what I'm gonna do when the reverse comes out. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with her or the build, you know, because like the grade 1 is just too good to just automatically give up. Maybe run 1, you know, or actually I would probably run 2 of her and run 3 of the whatchamacallit, the reverse, and 2 of the break ride. Seems weird, but I think it's logical. I just came up with that on the spot, actually, and I think it's logical now that I think about it. So what she does is that limit break 4, during your turn, if you have a face-up cards named Solidify Celestial Zerachiel in your damage zone, all your Celestials get +3,000. Now I'll show you how to play this deck, because it actually puts skill into the game, and I'm loving this deck. Whether you win or lose is usually, it has somewhat to do off luck, but it also has to do a lot more with skill now with this deck. That's what I love about it. It's a very complex deck to run, but when it's run right, it runs amazingly. As you're going to see in the future videos, it's just so amazing. I love this deck. Now, Counterblast 2, add +5,000. So let's say you have this, you know, this is what I do. Let's say you have Metatron. Now every time I get one of these, I save it, so I can move it into the damage zone and call something like this out, you know. Then I ride this. So once you have as many of the Crimson Drive Apothodites or the Crimson Heart Broch in the damage zone as you can, that's logical to proceed. This is the tough part. This is the tricky part, is you have to wait for a turn, because it's really essential, in my opinion, to get the break right off. You don't have to. I'm so tempted to take out the break ride, to be honest. But you don't have to run it. But I think it's also essential at the same time, because it gives you that +10k, and I noticed that it's harder for Zerachiel, because once you ride that, you want to ride Zerachiel. And that's why I run so many grade 3s. Puggles, get out of the way. Sorry, it's okay, Puggles. I'm sorry. Don't get upset. Sorry, that was my dog. I don't know if you saw, but that was my dog. My screen is still broken, so I don't know what you're seeing. Stop trying to lick my face, Puggles. I get that you love me. I love you too. Yeah, you're awesome. Now go play. No, actually go sit up on this chair. Stay. Just for a sec. Okay, sorry for that interruption. Maybe you should meet my dog. I'll show you him after the video so you can get to know me a little bit better. So, once you brake ride this, it gets plus 10,000. Now, I flipped a total of 3 or 4 of these over. Anyway, I did that, and I ended up getting my xellos to a total of 49, I think, before triggers. That's not bad for angel feathers. That's not bad in general. But it's kind of that all-out move, and unless you want to wait for your opponent to until they run out of perfect guards and stuff, or what you can do every turn is counterblast 1 plus 3 every turn. Counterblast 1 plus 3, and it's not really a counterblast; it's just flipping. So if there's future cards that say you cannot counterblast, well, this isn't counterblasting; it's flipping. That's what I like. So you run those. Now with her, something I've learned, there's just, to be honest, not enough room. But you want to have her right behind her. They are like twin sisters. They work well together, except when they argue, and you don't get this in the damage zone. You know, you don't get your xellos in the damage zone. But you want this, because this is going to be a 12k booster. There's nothing like that out there that you don't have to activate effects every turn to do. So that's just my opinion. Like, rate, subscribe. And now to my dog, Puggles. Hey, Puggles. Hey, puppy. Say hi to the camera. Say hi to the camera. Yeah, I love it, Puggles. Yeah. Alright. So, that's me, Xellos Crow. And Happy New Year. It's 2014. What? I got school in the morning. Don't know when this video is going up. It's probably going up tonight or tomorrow. What else? Oh yeah, the lore for Xellos is that she's the co-captain with Ramil. And this is looked up on actual Wikipedia. You can look it up yourself. But that she's the more crazy, charismatic one, and I guess that's why she gives +3 to all Celestials. You know, if they're in her clique, if you look at her, she's kind of a prep. If the Celestials, which are in their clique, gives +3 because she likes them. You know, she has money. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm running off Mountain Dew, and that's never good. So, you have a great night. Happy 2014. What now? Peace.